Hi guys, and welcome back to another Let's Build episode. So last time we started on the city of Lordsport. And we started building up Old Town, which is in the district of Eastpoint. Now if you're new to the channel at all, we do a lot of tutorials and time lapses just like this one, so make sure to hit the subscribe button. Also guys, if you're new to this series at all, I'll leave a link in the card above and also in the description to the playlist so you can get yourselves caught up. Anyway, let's get on to building. So something I've always wanted to build ever since playing The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is the large tower that's in one of the squares in the city of Novigrad. So this is quite a large tower which has a really nice vaulted ceiling, and I kind of wanted to recreate it. I wanted to have something very similar for that. But in the city of Lordsport, this one is going to actually be a guild tower, so it's going to be kind of like built by one of the guilds, and I'm going to let you guys in the comments section decide which of those guilds has actually built this. But yeah, a really large kind of entrance that makes its way into an old market square that we're going to be making and kind of setting up at least this episode. And you can just see me kind of like building it up and going up and up and up. The actual archway itself is really quite tall. And also wanted to make the rooms as well, the kind of rooms themselves quite large, so like almost like 7 blocks going all the way up. We've got a couple of windows as well. We've got lots of like kind of like wooden style. This is becoming one of my favourites with the barrel and actually having the spruce stairs underneath it is becoming really is one of my favourite kind of styles at the minute. Then coming up a little bit higher as well, putting in a couple more windows using the dark oak, so trying to mix up the materials. We've also got some oak wood as well, so the stripped oak logs there. And then right at the top here, just building up the top part of the tower. So this is actually kind of pushing out, again using that barrel and stair kind of combo. And then we're getting onto the roof. So the roof actually took me quite a while to figure out. I was kind of going for this really quite pointed style, but I wanted to have it with a slope to it. So as you can see, I was just trying to figure out how am I going to do this. And then as I kind of got the slope that I actually wanted and I was happy with, then just putting in the actual details afterwards. And this is a really good idea to do, is, you know, get happy with the base shape and the curves with it first, and then get it off of that and build up. So then coming onto the side, this is where we're going to start to join it up with the builds that we did in the last episode. But the first thing I wanted to do is actually have a straight building off of the side of this. So you can see that I've got some magenta wool on the side there, trying to get the idea of what the kind of shape of another building will be in there. And then, yeah, just building this as part of the actual guild hall itself. So we've got, of course, the guild tower. This is whatever the guild is, the main hall, their main building, which is in Old Town. This is what I kind of wanted to build, and again using that same style and mixing these two together with the barrel and having the stairs, using that as the kind of joining point, also with the brick roofs as well. So this is where I'm trying to make it seem like it's from or built in the same style. Of course, it's not using that sandstone colour; it's using white instead. This is just to kind of make it variated, make it look more like that wattle and daub type of effect going on. Then just kind of coming onto this side bit here, this was actually a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. One of the things I wanted to start doing is experimenting with angled buildings, and as I get my confidence up and how I can kind of figure out how everything works, making the shape more complex. This one was quite complex. I remember trying to figure out the roof and getting so confused. But it actually turned out alright, so once I kind of got the hang of it and redid it, maybe a couple times at least, I then understood how to do it. But we've got that there, fitting in the gap. It's actually really difficult to get this to fit in that small gap there, but yeah, the main thing was just playing around with those two kind of like peaked roofs, playing off of each other. Now on the other side of the guild tower, I wanted to build yet another building, and this time I wanted to have it a little bit different. I'm not as happy with this one, but I really like the colour. So the actual colour of this kind of like pinky colour that I've actually got, I actually really think that works quite nicely for these buildings. But the bottom part where it's protruding out, I'm not so happy with where the windows are. I think maybe next time if I do that, I'll probably use that as a balcony type area instead. But the window box itself does look quite good just on that peaked roof. And again, not all of your buildings in a city are going to be perfect, so this is why I decided not to go back and then change it. Then coming around onto the side here, building up another building. This time, this one does have a balcony, so some of them have got this kind of like walkway on the first floor, and some of them don't. But this was one that I wanted to actually have a little bit of a walkway, going again with the white material, this kind of very typical kind of style or colour that would be seen. And because it's on such a kind of steep angle as well, you can have to play around with things. And this is again me trying to learn all of the different angled buildings, but I think it looks quite good. Now if we're coming on to where the square is going to be, I wanted to put a couple kind of building templates out, which we're going to be building those next episode, but this was mainly to figure out how big the square is going to be and roughly where the entrances are going to be, because what I want to do is get on to actually building a kind of a tiled, almost like a plaza type of material where they've got some different stones in the floor and, you know, make it really feel like an actual feature. The other thing is to have a statue, which we're going to be getting onto in a little bit, so you can just see me putting in the bits of the actual tiled floor as well, which I'm really happy with the design of this one. So getting onto the statue, I'm of course building some sort of T-Rex. No, I'm joking guys, or a Tauntaun. It's going to be a horse. It's actually going to be a knight. So we've got a knight on a horse. I'm really happy with how the horse statue came out. But actually putting a guy on the back of it was more difficult than I could ever imagine. But I think at the end it started to look good, and of course I started off with wood, switched it out for stone quite quickly because wood just didn't seem to work at all. But that guy is Sir Willem the Brave, and there's a whole story with him. But here you go guys, here is the finished product. So I'm really happy with how this guild tower has sorted out. Also the houses, I think they merge really nicely together, and it's kind of joined up this area as well as having everything else. But yeah, the statue, awesome, I'm loving it, and I'm also loving that guild tower. I'm so happy I actually put that in. It's almost like the medieval skyscraper of the day. Anyway guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.